Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hey,
Oh, we're back. So back.
we've
This
never been
is
so back, honestly.
episode 56, Stateside Report UK, in the new season as well. Oh, I'm your host, Stateside Gab, in the flesh, in the building. Joining me as always for another go round in the NBA seasons. The one, the only, Mr. OKC, Mr. Asna. I can't say that one loud because that one
With
is
chest,
premium.
with
Nah,
chest.
that one is
Say
premium.
it.
It hurts. It hurts.
You probably come to see the Arsenal.
Stateside
I'm
Humph.
telling you.
It's, of me and you haven't spoken in regards to this setting in like what, a week, maybe a week and a
Facts.
bit.
A week and a bit. A week and a bit.
Yeah, I went on a gallivant. My football team have somehow won 3 games in a row. I've forgotten how to act. It's good
Bruv.
stuff that we're putting on for the people. For the people.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
Bruv. What you saying? What late title charge? Both of us.
Hey man,
The table says it.
you know
Mathematically speaking.
the people have been asking for new teams. They said City, Liverpool, we're tired. You know.
We had to take it all the way back to early 2000s. Take
You
it back
know.
to early 2000s. Shout out Saf and Wenger.
Yeah, man. People
I
are
mean,
nostalgic. They love the old school. We're bringing it back.
that's what I'm trying to say. You're
We're
seeing
bringing it
throw-ins
back.
left, right, and centre.
Yeah, dad,
Everyone's
I
trying
don't
to
mind
launch
it.
it from behind the arc in the
Telling
Premier
you,
League
man.
and in the NBA as well. So
Oh,
we love to, we love to see
this is
it.
why you're a professional. This is why you're here for another season. We're here
We
for
love
another
to see it.
season. Oh, we
We
were
love to
here
see it.
all off season. We're giving the people good stuff. We had some great contributors in our first season of the Stateside Report UK's lifespan. I enjoyed it very much. Some of the people, you'll see them again. It won't be the last time you hear of them. But I'm very happy to say the summer is behind us. There were some days it was rough. Me and Stateside Tom were
Some of these
literally
lists.
drawing. Yeah, we were drawing blood from a stone.
Stop.
But we got to do that no more. I've
That's what
got
I'm
to
trying to
draw
say.
water from a sponge. And the sponge has been seeped into the ocean. Oh,
It's
it's
soaked.
fantastic.
It's soaked, and I
Oh,
love it. I love it. I
Stateside
mean,
Tom as a supporter of a team that is. I saw ring night. It looked good. Can't lie. The rings looked
how
very
much of the
shiny.
tear?
I
How
see.
much of the tear?
I saw the banner go up in the rafters. It looked like that jersey that we even spoke about in the
Yeah,
summertime as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said, you know
Yeah,
what? It's got me ready though. It's got me
bro.
ready.
When all the boys were looking up at the banner as well, I was even in my room here. I was like, I
Yeah,
thought I was on the team. I thought I was part of the team.
I was
I
like,
was looking up at the banner as well.
I thought I'd never see this, and now here
It
we are, live in the flesh.
when we won it on that night, June whatever 24th or whatever. It actually didn't sink in then. It only sunk in at red night. That oh shit, my team's actually won. My team's actually won. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, crazy.
Long may it continue with the Arsenal as well. Another great defensive team. So it looks like defense actually do win championship. Shout out Nico Harrison. You know what I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
shout him out.
We'll talk about him because of course Dallas Mavericks the talking point. But
Facts.
before we get there, let's get into some of the latest bits and bobs that's doing the NBA rounds. Austin Reeves scored a career high 51 points as a short-handed Los Angeles Lakers beat my Sacramento Kings. Jordan Poole has said it is night and day playing in New Orleans for the Pelicans. He called Washington DC's arena, Capital One something, don't remember. He called it dead. And Greg Popovich has been honoured by the Spurs with a banner after a Hall of Fame head coaching career. Stateside Humph, as you know, if the people don't, maybe it's your first time in the new season hearing us. We're just going to rattle through some of those NBA headlines that's doing it. I wish I didn't include the Austin Reeves one in there because it was at the expense of my Sacramento Kings. It
Like
was
the
also,
beam.
yeah. Did you see Westbrook lighting his first beam? Woo! Special.
It throws me off every time I see my goat.
Bro, I won't lie to you, by the way, because of me and you and the history that we have.
Right,
I was once slandering his name on a crazy level, and now
right.
he's my franchise's sixth man. This is crazy. I can't
Like,
believe it.
it's a bit
But
weird, isn't it?
believe it, matey.
Facts.
Unfortunately, couldn't do enough to get my Kings over the line against LeBron and Luka-less Lakers. However, Austin Reeves, 51 points, stateside Humph. Give credit where credit is due. Fair play to the Lakers, making the best out of what the situation is in regards to their injury issues. Austin Reeves came and he hooped.
He done all right. I mean, 51 points in today's NBA. Bro, I feel like we've got to the point. There's a point inflation in the NBA. 51 points in the NBA, it's like 20 points in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Like, how much really is it? You know what I mean? And I don't like how when they post Austin Reeves numbers on social media, they don't tell you how many free throws he had. Because you can't score 51 points on what 12 made shots.
Oh yeah, you have a perfect player that would know something like that as well.
I'm just saying, if you want to beat him with that same stick, how about we do that with everyone else? 21 out of 22 bro. He shot 22 free throws to get those 51 points. But again, like we were saying in the summertime when you were asking if I would trade Austin Reeves from the Lakers and stuff like that, I'm like,
Mm.
bro, it's a player. I didn't know he was capable of giving 51 points, but I think he had a game against Utah, I want to say, when LeBron and Luka were out, and he gave you like 40 something points. So he has that in his locker.
He's capable, yes, he's
He's
capable.
capable of that. Do you know what I mean? His shot making, his play making, his free throw shooting as well. It's at a high level. So that's the kind of player that if you have at your disposal, it will take a lot. You have to give up a lot to get him. You know what I mean? So he's too valuable to that team, especially when you have a 41-year-old LeBron who is not going to play too many games. Do you know what I mean? They're going to manage his minutes for the season. Luca as well. He's always banged up some way somehow. So if you have an Austin Reeves there who's actually pretty good health wise, and he can give you this production when you don't have Luca and LeBron, that's what you get. Do you know what I mean? That's what you get.
It's best case scenario for the Lakers, especially when Luka and LeBron are there as well, because they can't be Superman every night. They can't be Batman and Robin every night. Sometimes they're gonna need Austin Reeves to step up when everybody else is maybe faltering. Maybe when some of the other shooters, defenders, whatever the case may be, they ain't doing it. Austin Reeves, can you dig us out of holes when we need you to? And in this game, especially when the big two they weren't there, Austin Reeves, you can say free throws, you can say this, you can say that. Did they win or did they win? Did he score
He
51
was
or did
he
he
was
score
one
51?
assist short of a triple double as well. You know?
So just in my eyes, and I will say it as unbiasedly as I can. I have to say fair play. When you have to play differently because your stars are missing, and you put up those kind of numbers while still getting your team to win. I can only raise my hands up and say fair play. My team didn't have went at full strength either, but is what it is. No problem. We'll move on. Excuse me. To the next
Wow.
headline in regards to Jordan Poole. Do you know what? I'm very happy to say that it's 3 games in, so I can't say I'm correct. However, I've seen a couple of the Pelicans games as of recently, just because they've come on at a decent time. They're exciting team. They're very
They are.
exciting
They
in
are.
regards to what we obviously know what Jordan Poole brings. We know what Zion brings. The Trey Murphys of the world. They've got good rookies in Derek Queen and the Fizz. They got Jordan Hooker. I like him. They've got good team over there. Good team in terms of excitement. Whether it's going to actually lead to winning and playing meaningful basketball come April, I don't know. But as early doors considered, cool. It's a nice little start that they're making. However, Jordan Poole's made some interesting comments just in regards to obviously now playing for a team that's a little bit more fun, has a little bit more eyes, a little bit more pressure. Likened it to the situation that he was in Washington. And he called their arena, their fans, whatever you want to call it, not my words, his words, dead.
Right.
Now, Stateside Humph, I wanted to bring it to you just because I understand where he's coming from in regards to, he's trying to turn, along with the other players in New Orleans, they're trying to turn the city up, for lack of better words. They're trying to, play some exciting basketball, be some people's league team per se, and, show that with the style of basketball that they want to play, health permitting, they can be something. Why didn't you have that same mentality in Washington? When you had some young pieces over there. You were supposed to be one of the stars of the show over there, especially coming off of, championship experience, what it was with Golden State, having Kyle
Right.
Kuzma and that over there, who is probably in a similar bracket to player of you in that moment in time, in that, younger, in their prime, whatever you want to call it, ascending kind of guy. Let's see what you can do when given some responsibility. You didn't do it. And now you're blaming the fans and the organization for, letting you down and not setting you up. It didn't help. But you didn't help yourself. So surely I'm looking at this, correctly. Look, Jordan Poole in his way of thinking Stateside Humph. You can let me know if I'm bugging, but that's how I'm thinking about it.
I definitely get where you're coming from. It's a two-way street. Do you know what I mean? Because Jordan Poole has a responsibility to play well. You know what I mean? Once you play well, then you get the reaction from the fans. Do you know what I mean? They respond to how you play. But then there's just certain franchises, they're just, I don't know if it's harsh to call the Wizards like a soulless franchise. They just don't have anything. Since they got rid of John Wall and Bradley Beal. What else have they had there? Obviously, Westbrook was there for a short stint, but he wasn't really. He was there, but he wasn't really there. I mean, they haven't really had a good, solid structure in like how they play. They don't have an identity there. They're bringing a lot of young players. Some players get traded, pass through Washington, and go to a team that actually does something. So when you look at the Washington Wizards as a whole, they don't. It's maybe using the word soulless is probably the most accurate way I can describe them. Do you know what I mean? So trying to play basketball in places like Washington, Utah, and other places as well, bro. You just won't get that electricity in the building.
It's not that
Even
I don't understand that though, but it's just like if you're supposed to be, that kind of hooper, especially of, you're supposed to be one of the Splash Brothers or the Splash Nephew or whatever the hell they were calling you, and you
right.
didn't even bring anything close to that in Washington. What does that really say about him as a player? I know it says a lot about the franchise and where they're at and rebuilding and all of this, but what
Mhm.
does it say about the player? I gave him his credit and what New Orleans are doing now, but that doesn't mean you have to poo-poo on the franchise that you just came from just because you didn't make it work.
Well, I mean, that's true to be fair. But then players always tend to do that every time they leave. Even Desmond Bain as well. When he left Memphis, he was talking about this is the first time I've seen in a practice facility where they have windows or some random
Yes,
BS like that. Do you
yes,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they come out of a franchise, all of a sudden start talking down on them. So it's nothing that I'm not used to. You know what I mean, from players once they leave certain their franchise and stuff like that. But again, even trying to liken it to the Hornets, they don't win much, or they haven't won much up until now. But it's the style of basketball that they play is very up and down, very exciting. Even Miles Bridges last night damn near took the rim off the backboard. Do you know what I mean? And he gets the crowd. The style of play also gets the crowd going. But it was bad. It was bad basketball. Um, the fans they don't have anything to shout about. The Wizards they haven't won much in a long time, so I kind of see it from where he's coming from, but at the end of the day, if you've got your move to New Orleans, just enjoy your basketball in New Orleans and just, leave the Wizards alone.
Fair enough. It seems like we're coming from it in regards to different standpoints. Yours just saying more, the team has a lot of responsibility in regards to putting
Yeah.
a poor situation in and around him. Where I'm, of course, going to say you have to make the best out of what your situation is. We're going to talk about LaMelo Ball a little bit later, and I feel like he's someone who is, making the most out of whatever a poor situation, Charlotte have given him in the last few years or so. He's still been managed to make the All-Star team. He's managed to get the big contracts. He's managed to, put himself in conversations in the best point guards in the league. Why can't Jordan Poole do something like that when he's been given, similar tools as well? But hey, another story conversation for another day, perhaps. Greg Popovich. We were talking about just earlier Sir Alex Ferguson's and the Arsene Wenger's. For the football guys, if you know, some legendary names. Dash Greg Popovich name in there as well in regards to long tenured coaches, that old school kind of coach where you probably don't see them much these days in regards to
No.
they're with a franchise for such a long time. Their imprint, the blueprint, and everything that they stand for is quite literally the DNA of a team. The makeup of that team is that person. The makeup for the Spurs for the best part of 20 years was Greg Popovich. And unfortunately, health, permitting meant that he couldn't finish the season last year in the way that he wanted to. However, I saw an article on The Athletic, and it basically said that, Greg Popovich being the proud person that he is and the locked-in winner that he is, especially with how well the Spurs, are doing these days and how exciting the future is for them, he wouldn't allow them to get distracted of, oh, you don't need to honor me, you don't need to celebrate me. Well, you're not here, Greg, so we're going to do it now.
Right.
Something up in the banners, put it up there with all the greats that you coached, the Duncans and the Ginobilis and the Parkers.
Mm.
Fair play. Stateside times, that's all I can say. Fair play.
And that's exactly what it is, bro. When you think of the Spurs, you think of Greg Popovich. When you think of the Spurs, you think of Greg Popovich. Do you know what I mean? Being there for what 20 plus years, winning as much as he did, with when you had players like Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, all of these great players, Steph Curry, all these players, but you're still managing to win. You're still keeping a winning record and establishing a culture, and establishing a culture and an identity in anywhere is very difficult. But he done that, and he done that so well for so long. That's why when you see obviously him getting his accolades now and stuff like that, you love to see it, and you love to see it as well when he's still with us. Not to make it into such a deep thing, but you love to see stuff. You love to see stuff like that. So I think if anyone's deserving of getting the flowers, it's definitely Greg Popovich. You know what I mean? Coaching teams where you have star players that won a lot and still managing to manage them properly. It's like when we were talking about the Team USA thing on our last episode, with um, Steve
Slim
Kerr
Duty.
and with Steve Kerr and Coach Spo.
Yes.
It's not easy to coach at a high level and manage these star players with egos and big personalities and stuff like that. But again, with that, he done that so seamlessly as well. So yeah, like I keep saying, if anyone's to get their flowers, if anyone's to get their dues, it's definitely Greg Popovich.
Absolutely. Legendary coach, one of the best to ever do it. At least probably in my lifetime, I can speak for myself, probably the best that I've seen in the NBA in regards to actually winning for such a long time and having, like you said, his identity imprint on the Spurs for so many years. There's not a lot I can say about Greg Popovich in bad terms. He's just a legendary guy. We had Ryan
Facts.
Richards that we do a lot of close work with now. He was drafted by the Spurs in 2010 and he told a great story in regards to Greg Popovich when he first met him, and he wasn't worried about the basketball side of Ryan when he first got drafted. He was more of do you have education? What is your family situation like? He cared about the human being. So I'm glad that the Spurs have honoured the man because he's great. It's fantastic. Sticking with the Spurs, by the way, that Frenchman that we spoke about with Slim Dookie a few episodes ago. Go listen to that one if you haven't. Great episode, that one. We spoke about the Frenchman and we talked about it with Slim Dookie and we asked him the question, could that guy one day be the best player in the NBA and could we see it as early as this season? Well, Stateside Humph, I'm going to just do a quick exercise with you and I'm going to free game sample size, of course. However, I'm going to read you some of the numbers and I just want you to give me the reaction when you hear it. Against the Dallas Mavericks in the first game, 40 points, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks. What's the 3-point percentage? Shoot 50% from the 3-point line, 74% from the field. Just his 2-point percentage. I'm looking at the game against the Pelicans, where somebody said he came down to earth. Well, if coming down to earth is 29 and 11 with 9 blocks. After getting dunked on, by the way, he did get dunked on crazy by Zion in the first play of that game. I remember.
Literally first player 10 on the game. So oof.
Yeah, man. And they came back with 9 blocks to say, what? No problem,
Facts.
And against the Brooklyn Nets, 31 points, 14 rebounds, 6 blocks, 50% from free. Can you talk to
I
me?
watched that game as well, bro. I'm gonna keep an eye on these Spurs games.
Yeah, you have to. You have to because it's as simple as this. This guy is box office. Let's even forget about this best player in the league. Future of the NBA. I think we can understand that. If not now, that stuff is gonna come. But Stateside Humph, I think we have to get to the realization that Victor Wembanyama, as Slim Dookie said, his words, not mine, is here. He's box office, and there's not a lot that we can do about it. What do you make to his start to the season so far?
Well, I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, was 3 games out of 82, so we're definitely here to overreact. So sit back and relax. It's
Kick
just
your feet up, get a drink, get your
that's what I'm
popcorn.
trying to say. Get a hot little beverage and relax because we're about to overreact about Wemby. In my opinion, I love seeing Wemby like this. Do you know what I mean? I love when big players play big. Do you know what I mean? When they get in the post, when they like to live in the paint. Like he doesn't have enough like mass, but he's six. Well, he's 7'5". He's 7'5". He's got a bit of aggression to his game now as well, which is refreshing to see. He always have that shooting touch. You know what I mean? He always have that shooting touch, whether it's from mid range, whether it's from the 3-point line. So he always used the threat of how good he is from the free to pump fake you and play make off of that and try and drive into the lane. So he basically has you at his mercy. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that he likes to play big, he likes to seal in the post. Once he catches the ball up here, no one's contesting that. You have to foul him. And on the the free throw line as well, he's shooting a very good percentage. But it's the defensive side of the game that gets me. What did KG say that one time? What Lamar?
Say it, just don't say it. Just don't say it. Just don't say it. Don't say it. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. This guy, Stateside Top, says one thing that will get us booted off the airwaves. I don't get it.
Ooh,
funniest thing is, I hear it. I
Bro, it's
hear it.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous because
I hear it.
I made a video on TikTok asking, is anyone else going to win the Defensive Player of the Year in the
No,
next
no,
five
nobody else
years
is gonna
if
win it.
Wemby
No,
is fit and healthy? And other people were saying, oh, he might get voters fatigue. Do you know the level you have to be at to get a Defensive Player of the Year of Wemby? Because
bro.
I just know in these 82 games, again, injury permitting, he will get multiple games where he has 10 blocks. He's flirting with it right now, and we're 3 games in. He blocked Zion, who's very hard to block. He blocked him 4 or 5 times in the space of 5 minutes.
Man.
That's not easy to do. He'll get
No,
dunked on a couple of
he's
times.
gonna be
That's normal.
flirting with. He's gonna be flirting with the league leaders in triple doubles with blocks. By the way,
I don't think people understand how insane that is. It's really difficult to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when you see stuff like that, like I mentioned, obviously with how aggressive and how big he plays offensively, but then defensively as well, they just anchor everything to him in the paint. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing people driving to the paint, they see Wemby there, they turn back around again. They don't want to go in there because you're getting your shot swatted. But it's just the gravity that Steph has offensively with his 3 point shooting. Wemby has the exact same thing with protecting the paint, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that all spells for MVP type influence. And I heard something somewhere, I forgot where it was. Someone likened Wemby's third year to when Steph Curry started breaking in a bit in 2014, I want to say. When I think there was a game in the Garden. I think he had like 40 points or 60 points, something like that.
he might have had 60 or 50, something crazy. It's the.
Yeah,
I remember Iman Shopper telling the story a few times.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So there's like when you see performances like that from Curry when he's first starting out, and you're like, oh, what is this? Like this could actually turn out to be something really like out of the ordinary. And you're seeing that with Wemby in this third season. Do you know what I mean? Like slowly but surely establishing how he wants to play, how he wants to dominate the league. And like I said, injury permitting, because with Curry when he came into the league, he was getting all these ankle injuries and stuff like that. But once he settled down, then the greatness just shone through. So I think we'll see the exact same thing with Wemby.
It reminds me of when, funny enough, I don't know if you remember this, Anthony Davis scored 50 points in a season opener for the Pelicans. It was a good few years ago now.
Mm,
It might have been against the Pistons, poor Pistons team as well. And they ended up
right.
losing. But the unanimous thing was like, obviously, it was very early on at that time. So people were overreacting at that time. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, this is when he wins the MVP this year. Because he had such an impact in the game, scoring, defending, obviously, as well. We know what he is as a defender. It was like, yeah, fair enough. If he won MVP off the back of, that 50-point game plus the start he made, fair enough. Fair play. If this guy was the best player in the NBA for the season, I wouldn't be surprised. But
Yeah.
it's talks about Steph Curry and his early start, when he first started to break out. This is what we're seeing with Wemby now. So he has to now, translate this because, like you said, you're going to be keeping eyes on this. I'm going to be keeping eyes on this. But I'm going to be keeping eyes on what does it mean for the Spurs as well. Because what Anthony Davis unfortunately struggled to do, through no fault of his own, by the way, is that cool. You can put up these numbers and you can have this, impact as an individual, and you can affect the team in some regard. But when it actually comes to putting wins on the board and shooting your team up the standards, especially in the West, that's where Anthony Davis struggled in regard to that. Health, bad teammates. So you can say what you want. He struggled in regard to that. Wemby, from what it seems, has everything ahead of him and has all the tools to, be Defensive Player of the Year, be one of the best players in the league, and have one of the best team records as well. So I'll be keeping tabs. Very early doors, of course, to say that all of those things can happen. I'll be keeping tabs to see if it does. I'm excited, though. I'll be real.
100%. And obviously, when you're in the UK, the Spurs always play around like 12 o'clock, half 12.
Yes.
So it's manageable. You can watch the games. But yeah, with the way Wemby plays, naturally he's going to get more fans that just haven't really watched the game of basketball interested. Like, well, what's this then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me see what this is about. Seeing a 7'5" person. I'm even seeing like football accounts on Twitter and stuff, even like posting stuff about Wemby. So it's like he's just gonna make the extraordinary ordinary at a certain point, which is insane.
You mentioned Stephen Curry, and it's a nice little segue for us to talk about the Golden State Warriors. They've started the season okay, Steph Curry is Steph Curry, of course.
Yeah.
I saw Jimmy Butler put a nice move on Anthony Edwards the other day, and I said, "Oh, fair enough. Jimmy Butler's still Jimmy as of right now. I haven't really seen much of a decline in his game, which is good for Warriors fans, of course. That's not what we're here to talk about in regards to their start, though. I'm here to talk about what Steven Jackson has said. And before recording, you even told me that Gilbert Arenas has co-signed this opinion as well. Both of them seem to think that the Golden State Warriors have the best starting lineup in the NBA. And Stateside Humph, I needed to speak to you because you support a team they're pretty decent. Pretty all right. You're all right. You know what I mean? And there's some teams out east. We haven't even spoken about the teams out east. We will. But there's some teams out east. Good starting fives. And I just want to put the question to you as simply as this. Do Golden State have the best starting five in the NBA?
No, I can't say that. I can't. They're definitely the most experienced, and they're probably the best team that leverages that experience as well. Do you know what I mean? In a way that gets them a lot of wins. But the best starting five. I mean, I have to look to see what team I can kind of put.
Stephen Curry. I remember Steven Jackson said the lineup that I would trust the most out of any NBA team today. It was a combination of Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, Al Horford.
I mean, I guess on paper you can make that argument. I mean, on paper you can make that argument. Just with how old they are, I can't. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. It's just over a course of 82 games. How many minutes are they really going to play together? That's my own problem.
I don't think they have a better starting five than Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think they have a better starting five than the New York Knicks. Is there any other teams that's coming to my head right now? Not immediately, but those two teams specifically. There's no way, in my eyes, that you can say
a healthy Lakers.
A healthy Lakers, I will take Golden State over a healthy Lakers, I think. Because their center position is a problem. I will take Al Horford and his 60-year-old self over DeAndre Ayton. Yes.
You probably hate Ayton.
Yeah, no, he's the softest guy in the league. He's not him, I'm sorry.
No.
But in regards to what Golden State is, I understand where, I'm just watching some NBA recaps and Wemby's on the screen and it's tough for me to ignore it, but I have to. I understand what Steven Jackson is saying in regards to that blend of experience, the shooting, the defense, the IQ that's on the court as well. I understand it. I get it. But, I just feel like the best teams in the NBA are the best teams for a reason, There's still questions. You can say best starting five, this, that. There's still questions that surround the Golden State Warriors to see if they can contend with the best teams, i.e. I know Houston does, the standards don't say Houston, but Houston's and the OKCs and the Dallas Mavericks, which we'll talk about very shortly as well. Even out east, we'll let the Cavaliers get a bit healthier. Let the New York Knicks keep doing their thing. I'm just not sure. Me personally, but when you have Steph Curry, anything is possible. So I understand where he's coming from in that regard, but nah, dog, I'm not giving him that. Sorry.
They're a dangerous team, though. I mean, they survived the 50-point Aaron Gordon performance. I mean, going 10 of 11 from free.
Do they have a better starting five than the Nuggets? Jamal Murray, Jokic, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown. Do they have a better starting five than the Nuggets? No, in my eyes. So I gave you back 3-4 teams. They're probably not in the top five to me.
Nah, they're up there. They're definitely up there.
Nah, I'm not sure.
As a collective and chemistry and all of that stuff, they're up there. I'll definitely put them top 5 better teams in the league.
I don't know if I would. It's tough.
They're a dangerous team. I was hoping we didn't face Golden State last season.
I'll put it to the comment section. Don't you worry about that, because as you know, the comment section is never wrong. They are going to be wrong if they disagree with what I'm about to say, though, about the Dallas Mavericks, which we'll round up our Western Conference chat with. They got to put this Cooper Flagg at point guard business in the trash.
Yeah.
They've got to pack it in. I'm not having it anymore. And, I don't want to go on it too much because we'll speak about it in future episodes. But I understand that there's a bit of a, epidemic when it comes to point guards and setting the table for people that want to shoot the ball. But And I understand even what they're trying to do in regards to Cooper Flagg in terms of, let's get you a bit ready. Let's bring you up to speed. Kyrie's going to come back soon anyway. We've got D'Lo, we've got Brandon Williams, we've got Dante Exum, we've got point guards on the roster. But to help pick you up to speed and boost your development, we're going to put you at the point guard and give you some responsibility. Pack it in. I'm tired of seeing it. Put D'Lo in the starting lineup and call it a day, please, because I don't think you're getting the best out of what Cooper Flagg is, who hasn't been awful, by the way. He's just not a point guard. It's just not happening for him. It's okay for him not to be the best playmaker. That's why you have other people in the squad to pick up on his deficiencies, and he'll pick up on theirs. But Stateside, you'll tell me if I'm wrong. Him starting up point guard for the Dallas Mavericks is not it, and I hope it ends as soon as possible.
I want to ask you a few questions. Do you think the Mavericks will make the playoffs this year?
Yes, resounding yes.
And if and when they do make the playoffs, Kyrie comes back as well. Would you say Kyrie is their main? Would you say Kyrie is their main ball handler?
Like, is Kyrie the number one option?
When he does come back, Kyrie's starting, right?
Yes, Kyrie's starting. He's the number one option in my eyes.
Would you start Cooper Flagg as well?
Yes.
Would you play in big playoff minutes?
Yes, absolutely.
So when Kyrie being out right now, obviously take into this take away their record right now. I think they're 0-3, but 82 games they'll make it up. Do you not think Cooper Flagg starting at point, getting all these reps in, getting used to running an offense, knowing that if and when the Dallas Mavericks do make the playoffs, he's going to start games, he's going to get a lot of playoff minutes. Do you not want him to get comfortable in that situation in case, I don't know, they double team Kyrie or, they get the ball out of Kyrie's hands? At least Cooper Flagg's got all these repetitions, in the bag, and then he gets more comfortable in that type of situation.
If they're having to lean on Cooper Flagg for the majority of, their offensive series and opportunities when they have the ball on offense, then I'm going to be taking a good hard look at people like Kyrie, the people like Anthony Davis, the people like Klay Thompson, who have years in this league and have been playoff tested, have been tested in the play. Even D'Lo to some degree that have been tested in the playoffs. That should be the people that should be carrying Dallas to the promised land. Cooper Flagg is supposed to be, the ribbon on top of the present. He's not supposed to be the whole box. He's not supposed to be the person that's supposed to take you there, because you have Anthony Davis that's supposed to be making all this money, and we just spoke about how talented he is. Then you have Kyrie, and we know what he's supposed to be. The best ball handler in history, one of the best scorers that we've ever seen. He's not getting the shots that you're giving to Cooper Flagg. Klay Thompson, I don't care what you think about Klay Thompson right now, still one of the best shooters that you've ever seen. He's not getting shots because you want to experiment with Cooper Flagg at point guard in the playoffs. I'm not hearing it.
If you're bringing in a number one seed, like, they're naturally going to be some sort of experiment. Do you know what I mean? Because certain stuff has to work, especially if you're a team that you do have good enough pieces that can and most likely will make the playoffs. Cooper Flagg has to be comfortable with having the ball in his hands at certain points. You know what I mean? Make him setting the table for others, because as you mentioned, you have Anthony Davis, who really is like a play finisher. Klay, play finisher. PJ Washington, play finisher. Derek Lively, another play finisher as well. So when you have D'Lo, as you mentioned, he's been tried and tested in the playoffs. I think he's failed every time. And D'Lo is not the type of guard that you want to play heavy minutes in the playoffs. Doesn't have great defense. Him scoring the ball is very up and down. It's not reliable, and you just don't want him in that type of situation a lot. He's not the future Cooper Flagg. So if before we started the pod, I was on your side, but then as you were obviously doing that monologue, I actually thought about it. It's like, then again, he's number one pick. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna get a lot of the ball. He needs these reps.
But the point of him falling to Dallas was so that he doesn't have to be thrusted into the situation so early into his career. Some people don't have that luxury. Unfortunately, if you go to like Utah or if you go to Brooklyn, then you're gonna get the ball and you have to figure it out at that point. Because what other options do they have? But the options that Dallas have is tried, proven playoff performers, champions, people with jewelry on their finger. And that's not what Cooper Flagg is. That's not what he is. He's supposed to be even defense first if we're even being real. So now you're putting a lot of this playmaking responsibility on him. And I understand if you maybe want to do it in spurts, bigger lineups. You want him to be guarding the point guards a little bit more often, especially when Kyrie comes back. He's going to have to do a little bit more of that guarding because Kyrie's not the greatest defender and he's getting older, of course. But I just don't want to see it in regards to we're giving him all this responsibility, and the minute it doesn't go well, Cooper Flagg, you started your point guard and you didn't get it, you got it wrong. Sorry, buddy. I don't think they're setting him up in that regard for the most success. Yes, they're giving him reps because in the playoffs, you're going to have to handle the ball a little bit because they're going to be blitzing Kyrie, they're going to be double teaming AD, Clay's going to be, they're going to be top locking him. He's not going to be just running off screens as freely as he once would. So Cooper Flagg, yes, you have to have the ball a little bit more. But that's what you bleed into the season. I don't think it's the right move to just throw him in at point guard, see what you can do, sink or swim, because you didn't draft him for that reason in the first place, in my eyes.
No, to be fair, you do make a great point. I just think because he's so versatile, do you know what I mean? They didn't want to box him as just a 3-and-D type player. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, the head of basketball operations, Nico Harrison, he's a sink or swim type of guy. Apparently, do you know what I mean? Letting go of Luka. So, I'm not surprised whatever comes out of Dallas in terms of that situation. But I'm not surprised in the fact that they have tried, put him in these difficult situations with the ball in his hand. I mean, he hasn't really turned the ball over too much in the couple games, but it's definitely something. Exactly. I mean, he's got OKC tonight anyway, so we'll see how he plays or how he handles that pressure from our defense. So I'll definitely keep an eye on him. I'll have a player cam on him tonight and see how he performs. But I definitely see from your point of view, but I also think he needs those reps as well in case they do get to the playoffs because he's gonna need it.
Yeah, fair play. I can see it from both sides as well, but my thing is like you drafted him to just be, icing on the cake, not the cake.
Right.
The
Not the
ribbon
cake
on
itself.
Yeah, not the ribbon on the present, not the box itself. You know what I mean?
Of course,
I don't know
yeah,
why I come up
I
with these
get,
analogies, but
I hear it. I'm with you. I'm with
it's
you.
where we are. It's where we are in Stateside
Cool.
UK today. Speaking of Stateside Humph, first one of the season. Shall we play a game?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Let's do it.
man.
Let's do it.
One of TNT. It's not even on TNT no more. I got this from ESPN's version of Inside the NBA, which is basically the same show. I'm very glad they've kept it same format. I'm very glad. I'm very happy they haven't ESPNified it.
Of course.
There's no Stephen A segments on there that have made me rip my ears out
Jesus
yet.
Christ, hell no.
Oh no! But I've absolutely ripped one of the ideas because it's a good game, classic game, quizzical type of game. Who does he play for? Who he play for? Stateside Humph. I'm going to read you a list of names. People in the association at the moment. People that have tenure, that have real pedigree in this league as well. I'm not just going to give you rookies and second-year players. Nah. I'm giving you real vets in this league. And essentially, easy game. You have to tell me where they play for, what franchise, what team. Can you do that for me? Can you do that for the people?
Let's see how we start the season.
Let's see if you can go 6 for 6. There's 6 names on here.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do. I'd like to
leave
think
me
we're
open.
Oh, well.
I'm saying, just don't leave me open. Whatever you do, don't leave me open.
Let's see.
Let's do it.
We'll start off, I'd like to think easy. Kelly Oubre. Who does Kelly Oubre play for?
Let him shoot. Yikes.
You're stumbling on the first
Oubre.
one already. It's going to be a long game for you, sunshine.
Who does he play for? He's still in the league?
Started the other day.
Phoenix Suns?
The Philadelphia 76ers. He's there.
Of course.
He's there. Paul George hasn't suited up. Kelly Oubre said no problem.
Of course. Yeah.
Thinking it up, of course, but no.
Poor.
So all for one. I didn't expect that. I thought that would be the easiest. That was the easiest one on this list. I'll let you know that for free.
You already started a test.
Oh,
You can't even ask a question.
Yeah, you open the first sheet and you're like,
You know you're screwed.
I'm finished.
I'm finished. It's a bloody hell, man. I'm finished.
The next name on this list is Colin Sexton. He was at Utah last year.
Oh, he's not there anymore.
This guy's not finished. Where does Colin Sexton apply his trade?
I thought I got myself a layup. Sexton. Miami Heat.
The Charlotte Hornets.
He's at the Hornets.
Back,
Oh,
yeah,
he
he's
isn't it?
there with LaMelo and them, man.
Oh, boy, no one's watching the Hornets basketball like that, though,
Oh, me,
man.
I am. Trust me, I am.
What?
I've got a player cab with LaMelo, mate. I'm watching them. Trust me.
Oh, two.
Oh my gosh.
This
0
is how
for
we started
2.
the season. Good
If,
God.
6 days at home on the first episode, don't go 0 for 6.
Wow.
I won't know how to behave myself.
Let's start sinking. Let's sink the last 4. Let's do it.
Fine. Next player. Landry Shamet. Definitely you've seen him over the block. Surely you've seen him. He's in the league.
He's telling me he's still in New York.
He still plays for the Knicks. Don't you worry, sunshine. Bro chucked that from half court and he made it.
Please tell me he's still there. Because we started the sentence with he used to play for New York. Now, oh my
Landry
God.
Shamet. Landry
Alright,
Shamet is
1 of 3.
still. Don't worry, he's still a New York Knickerbocker. So don't you worry about it, matey.
1 for 2.
Oh, next player. Caleb Martin. You should know this because his name has been in the Stateside Report UK in at least the last few episodes.
Yeah,
At least.
And I'm one of the twins.
One of the twins. Caleb.
Is he at? No, is he? Sixers?
He was at the Sixers, but now he's in Dallas. He's in Dallas. Slim Dookie told us. Telling you. I'm telling
That's
you.
like 1 or 4.
1 for 4. You've got 2 more to try and save 50%. Maybe. That's surpassed in some areas. You know?
Facts.
Next name. DeAndre Jordan. He's in the league. Signed
The New York,
recently as well.
the Pelicans. He's at the Pelicans.
Oh, well done, mate.
He's at the Pelicans.
Pull a fast one on you. Well
He's at
done.
the Pelicans.
Yeah.
I only
well done.
noticed. I only noticed because when they posted it on Twitter, they're like, Zion's going for 50. Wemby's going for 50. They posted, he's like, Wemby's going for 50. I'm like, oh shit, he's actually there now. Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play. Not fair play to the Wemby thing because we know DeAndre Jordan cannot move. But,
Facts.
you know.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
You
but
got
that's
him.
all right. We got one more name. Can you say 50%? Can you go at least 3 for 6?
So what's... Wow, I'm 2 for 6 right now. Or 2 for 5.
Oh, 2 for 5, excuse me. You're 2 for 5 right now. Can you go 3 for 6? 50% on the last player. Campaign. One of your former boys.
Oh,
He's in the
left New
association
York.
somewhere. Trust
He
me.
left New York. He left New York and went
Yeah.
somewhere. Where did Cam came?
Where does Campaign apply his trade?
Can I phone a friend? Oh, what? Campaign. Utah?
The Utah Jazz is incorrect, matey. It is the
Oh,
Indiana Pacers.
These are the Pacers.
He's on the
I would have
Pacers.
never got that. What?
Yeah, he's on the Pacers.
Campaign.
matey. I'm telling you. They're 0-3, by the way. They stinking up the gaff at least.
They
a
are.
bit.
Yeah, they took us to double OT the other night.
So how they do that, by the way?
Yeah, bro, it's an ugly game.
Oh my,
Everyone was just fouling each other.
wow.
It's an ugly game.
Well,
They really wanted to, bruv.
yeah, there's history
'Cause
there now, isn't
They
it?
thought we'd give them that win because of the NBA Finals. But give us that W, man. Bitching about, oh, Shay's fouling you free throw. Bruv, get us the free throws, get us the win. Let's come out of there, man. You know what I mean?
See, good when Shea does it. A problem when Austin Reeves done it. That's
Bro,
no problem. I
the
understand.
Pacers have found an enemy in me for life. Honestly, bro. I think they were playing the Timberwolves yesterday. I wanted the Timberwolves to win so bad.
Oh, you was
I hate the Pacers now.
Oh, I saw Ant got injured, by the way. Ooh.
I seen he was on the bench. I was thinking, why wasn't he playing? But
Out for, I believe he's out for the next 2 weeks at least. You know, which is not significant time, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit. It's all right, man.
bit.
The Julius Randle show, no problem.
oh, crying out loud. There's a lot of injuries to start the season, though. Unfortunately.
Oh, there is. I saw the Pacers roster, by the way. They're ravaged.
yeah, they're ravaged with injuries.
Yeah.
Ravaged with injuries. Obviously, J-Dub's out. Luke has just gone out. LeBron hasn't started the season.
Yeah, even
Kyrie
my
obviously is
Kings,
out.
you know, Sabonis missed the first couple games as well. He just came
That's what I'm
back
saying.
fairly recently. Keegan Murray not playing right now. You know, there are a few injuries now.
I mean, I was kind of going with the star players, but you know, if we
Oh,
want
okay. Wow.
to
Wow,
put
wow.
Keegan Murray and them lot in there, sure. I mean, I haven't even started the season yet.
Hey,
Since,
matey.
since we've
Keegan,
been doing
Keegan
it.
Murray just got a big bag. Respect the rich. Yeah.
Everyone's getting paid at this point, bro. When I say in the NBA, there's money out there to be stolen. This is
Sheldon,
what I mean,
Keegan Murray, never.
bro. 100. Let me not.
Earn
Let me
every
not.
penny. Most
What? So
frees
you're
in a
saying I
rookie
went 2 or
season, I'll
6?
have you know. Most frees in a rookie season in the history. In the history.
I mean nothing, man. I mean he was all right, but 145 M's.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I
But
am
what you?
looking worried. I am looking worried about that contract, by the way, because that's a very tradable contract. But
That's, that's what
very
I'm trying to
tradable
say. I mean,
contract.
it's a Kings. It's the Kings, though. I mean, what do you expect? I mean,
Expect the unexpected with my Sacramento Kings. You trust me on that, matey. We won't. I don't think this year though. It might be more for the future that I have to think about. But something that we should think about now is the Eastern Conference, and unfortunately, Celtics fans, close your ears because I'm not going to say a single thing. Actually, how about this? I'll list out the things that are nice, that I don't mind about the Boston Celtics coming into this year. Jaylen Brown started the year all right, averaging about 30 points. Fair play. Derek White, all right. The points
yeah.
per game has gone up a little bit. The defense is still there. He's got some ball handling responsibility. I don't mind it. Peyton Pritchard in the starting lineup these days. Hey, I don't mind it. Good shooter, not a slouch on defense
No.
these days. Not a slouch. He's obviously a little bit smaller, but don't play no games on the defensive end. I'm assuming that because John Mazzulla is a psychotic man. That's about it in regards to everything that I've liked so far in the last couple games with the Celtics. Quite literally everything else. Stateside Humph. I'm sorry. They stink. They're not good enough, brother. They're small at the center position. They can't grab rebounds. They get
No.
dominated on the offensive boards. They don't grab defensive rebounds. What else did I not like? Jaylen Brown, I did say, I don't mind in regards to what he has to do. And it's going to be a very trying season. I remember we did an overreaction in the summertime in regards to Jaylen Brown leading the NBA in scoring. And you called me a crazy man. He's averaging 30 points at the moment, so I'm not looking that mad after 3 games at least.
He scored
However,
41 against the Pistons.
yep, you get me. However, is that going to lead to the Celtics actually playing some sort of winning basketball? Because outside of Derek White and maybe Jaylen Brown, if you like, throw him in there, defense is going to be an issue for this team. I gave my man his credit, Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons. You're going to be in trouble. Cater, I've been seeing you on the Kings for a number of years. I like the energy that you bring, but you're going to be in trouble if that's your starting center. Xavier Tillman, I'm sorry, brother, you're too small. Sam Hauser and them, man, I'm sorry, they're not getting the job done. They're nice role players. We're surrounded by the stars, i.e. Tatum and them, man. Drew Holiday and them, man. Porzingis. However, Stateside Humph, please tell me if I'm tripping or I'm bugging. The Celtics are 0-3 at the time of this recording. They're going to struggle to make the play-in. And that's me being nice.
See, I love an overreaction, but I don't think they'll miss the play-in. Not in the East anyway. They will need to, however, find a way to win games. I mean, they need to find a strategy, a system that works. Because they do still have an all-star player in Jaylen Brown, as much as I'm not really his biggest fan of him or his hairline. And
Neither is his hairline, apparently.
that's what I'm trying to say. But they will need to find some sort of system that works for everyone and for Jaylen Brown as well. Because you don't want him scoring all these points and then for the points to almost look like they're empty calorie points. Do you know what I mean? You want his points to equate to winning. You still have Derek White, as you're saying, Peyton Pritchard. They can score the ball as well. They can set the table for the others as well. But when you look at the roster from up to down, from top to bottom, they don't have much. I mean, they don't have much to really hurt in the East. But to try and make the playoffs and I don't know, probably try and get out of the first round, that might be the ceiling as of right now. Like I'm saying with Tatum, they can't bring Tatum this season. They can't bring him back this season. I mean, they have to check him off for the season. So whatever they have now, obviously, in any sort of trades and stuff, they can do, but they need to try and find a way to set a system where they can get these wins. I mean, because they do still have Jaylen Brown on their team, because a lot of teams don't have that type of talent. But as of right now, it's not looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, I'm looking up and down at the roster as well. Anthony Simons, as much as I like him and his, Damian Lillard impression from time to time, defensively, gonna be a struggle. I'm looking at Jordan Walsh. I'm looking at some of the younger guys. I'm seeing Schneiderman. I can't pronounce his name very well, but Mino and Chris Boucher and Luca Garza and Amari Williams. Team GB, by the way, fair play to my boy over there. But Hugo Gonzalez, the rookie as well. it's not a lot, bro, to hang your hat on this Boston Celtics team, man. And especially now that I'm seeing already that, Jaylen Brown day to day, I'd like to think that there's going to be injuries that creep up on this team as the season goes on. Let them hit 1, 2 injuries. Man, it's not going to be an overreaction. I'm telling you now, that team is not deep enough to be competing in the East. And that's saying something. So, John Mazzulla, get your thinking cap on. It might not be good enough to just chuck up a bunch of threes and see what happens, because you don't have the now talent to, lock up teams on the other side. You don't have the Drew Holidays and the Porzingises to protect the rim. You don't have that no more. Even Luke Cornet, he's gone. So I'm just letting you know now for free. If you see the Boston Celtics struggles continue and this 0-3 record to get worse, don't be surprised when I told you. I'm just saying now. Stateside. One team that I will raise my hands up though, because I've been preaching all summer long. I don't like it. Don't like their team. The Milwaukee Bucks. It's fair to be said, Giannis is really showing me something. Stateside Humph this year. I've been seeing a lot of discourse on social media in regards to Giannis being a little bit disrespected in regards to we're not putting enough respect on the man's name in regards to where he is in terms of his standing as an NBA, top 5, top 3, top 2, top 1 player in a lot of people's eyes. Can you talk to me a little bit in regards to Giannis? Do you think, because I've been one of those people, do you think the Bucks have been slept on just a tad, just a little bit, and Giannis specifically?
A bit. You can say a bit. I'm just looking at their record right now. The teams that they've played so far, they're 2-1. I mean, they won against the Wizards and they won against the Raptors. So, and obviously they just lost last night against the Cavs.
Oh, for
So
quarter, the Cavs had them on toast.
yeah, because then at that point you see how bad, well, how weak the team is basically. Do you know what I mean? With because there's only so much Giannis can do. You can definitely make the case that Giannis is a legitimate top 1, top 2 player in the league. But it's just if his team isn't winning, it's very difficult to make that case. But you're still seeing what he's doing. You're still seeing what he's doing with the very little that he has. But as I always say with the Bucks, I don't really have much to say apart from as long as you have Giannis, you have a puncher's chance. Do you know what I mean? And you're seeing that this very early stage of the season. I mean, he's putting up video game numbers. But again, how can this translate to wins against the better teams? I expect you to beat the Raptors and the Wizards, but can you beat the Cavs? And if you can't, but again, it's a little bit unfair on Giannis because there's again, like I'm saying, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. So eh, we'll see how it develops with the Bucks. But
Can I ask you a question in regards to Giannis's impact in regards to what he is for Milwaukee and in the Eastern Conference in general? Maybe this is just me thinking, out loud now, but LeBron James for a long time was surrounded by, whether you want to put it into like the mid 2000s or where you want to put it into the mid 2010s or late 2010s, we should say, in regards to him and the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though they didn't have a lot around them, you still had that fear factor that this conference still will run through whatever LeBron James, says, whatever he does for the Cavs. Do you think that Giannis puts the same fear factor in teams in regards to, if we want to get anywhere in this Eastern Conference, we have to think about the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo? Because if you're selling me top 1, top 2 player in the NBA, like LeBron James was at that time, in fact, he was undisputed number 1 in the whole NBA, then surely I'm probably correct in my thinking. But I'm putting the question to you because maybe I'm wrong.
that's a fair assessment. It's a fair question, and yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one because with the points that Giannis is putting up, with how he's dominating his opponents as a player himself, that's what it should come across. That in order to get to the conference finals, in order to get to the NBA finals, we have to get through Giannis and Milwaukee. But if he's putting up all these numbers and he's not necessarily beating the plus 500 teams
But LeBron James was doing
regularly,
that, by the way.
LeBron was doing it, and his team was leading the East. Do you know what I mean? And even if they weren't leading the East, you just know once we face the Cavs or the Heat, that's where our journey ends. Do you know what I mean? But with Giannis, it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? That's why LeBron is the best ever. Do you know what I mean? Because you can still have exceptional superstar players in Giannis, but there's only one LeBron. You know what I mean? There's only one LeBron because of that effect he had on winning. Not having to put up 40 points every single night to win, but he just knew how. They're just certain intangibles that you just can't measure, and LeBron had that in abundance. Do you know what I mean? In terms
Yeah.
of knowing how to win consistently for a longer period of time.
And that's fair. Obviously, it's always unfair when you have to put somebody else against a Michael Jordan, a LeBron James, because they've set the bar so
Shade,
high.
correct.
How the hell are you gonna catch that? You know. However, if you're tagging someone as best player in the league, best player in the NBA potentially, then I'm sorry that's the same bar that people put LeBron James at Michael Jordan at. No matter if they decided to, jump over that. Giannis, if he's going to be in that boat, and if he wants to win Milwaukee a championship, then, hey, man, hopefully he keeps this up. Because if he does, then, hey, that's the kind of impact that we're talking about in regards to the best player in the East, and therefore the best team in the East by de facto. But,
Yeah, because I feel like the lens that people used to look at Giannis and the Bucks is they almost feel sorry for Giannis because Dame obviously got injured, Chris Middleton got injured so much that they had to trade him away, and that Giannis doesn't really have anyone. But then obviously when you paint that picture of LeBron barely having anything,
see, I was
and
going to say that because when Kyrie got traded from the Cavs, do you think people felt sorry for LeBron at that time? I'd like to think they were saying, nah, you're still LeBron James, right? Go take them to the finals anyway. And he did.
they put such a high bar on LeBron, and he reached it every single time. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's very difficult to put a Giannis, a Jokic, and all of these type of players in LeBron conversations because what LeBron was doing when he was at his best, only very few or barely anyone was doing it.
Probably shows a little bit of growth as well in regards to, let's not put somebody down where they're in such a tough situation, because if they do end up doing it, we're all going to have egg on our face and we're going to be like, you know what? We should really
Right.
grow from this. And people have. So that's great to
Of
see.
course.
That's great to see. Stateside Tom, before we get into our last Eastern Conference bit, for lack of better words, shall we play one more game?
Let's play one more game. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes. We've been talking about overreactions for the whole thing. Maybe I'll title this episode "Overreactions" because
Overreaction.
we are overreacted. There's only been about 3 games. Some
Right.
people have only played 2. I'm gonna give you, as we've done before. It's not your first rodeo here. Some statements, and all you have to do is tell me, am I overreacting? Can you do that
Yeah.
for me? Can you do that for the people?
Let's do it.
The first one pertains to an Eastern Conference one. Of course, LaMelo Ball. As you know, I've been very hard in regards to this is a very trying year for LaMelo Ball to show me that he can play winning basketball. However, this is overreactions. And for the sake of the segment, for the sake of the game, I'm going to overreact. Because he's been hooping as of recently.
He has, yeah.
Been hooping like crazy. LaMelo Ball should get traded to another team by this year's trade deadline. Am I
Nah.
overreacting?
You are overreacting because I think LaMelo still has a point to prove in Charlotte. You know what I mean? There's a lot of question marks that I feel like he can only answer that in Charlotte. He can't answer that anywhere else because I feel like the fans of Charlotte they owed a good run. They owed a good run in the regular season by LaMelo. Try and get us to the playoffs. Try and get us into the play-in. Get us something to cheer about in the month of April, May, if we're being cheeky. Do you know what I mean? But still, I think LaMelo shouldn't almost run away from the grind. I think if he does leave Charlotte, but I think he should stay in Charlotte and try and make this thing work. And then obviously, if you want to look into trading him and stuff, then you can do that. But stay in Charlotte and make something happen now.
I'm just saying, if he continues this hot start, his trade value will never be as high as it's ever been. He's healthy from what it
Facts.
seems like as well. They could get a nice little package if they
Right.
get LaMelo Ball out of there. I'm just saying.
No, I hear it. I hear it. You want to strike when it's hot, but still, I just think he has a point to prove in Charlotte, and he should stick it out.
Okay. Next one. In regards to the Lakers, specifically Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves will become an all-star this season.
There's a chance he could, because Lake attacks one. LeBron's gonna miss quite a few games as well too. So I think if he's still putting up these sort of performances, if he's still getting more rope to shoot more shots, get more um, scoring opportunities, that's only going to help his case. And obviously that Laker tax is heavy. Do you know what I mean? Let's not understate that at all. You know what I mean? Because Luca lost a couple pounds. All of a sudden, MVP talks when Shea's still running about in the league. Crazy, but yeah. What's the Reeves? I won't be surprised if he makes the All Star team because players like Norman Powell are actually being talked about being an All Star. So
Hey man, from when I saw Andrew Wiggins was an all-star starter, anything can happen in this NBA. You know,
facts. That's when you
um,
need. That's when you need the league winter pot.
yeah,
But
you know,
shout out
you know.
Andrew Wiggins though, man.
Shout out to him, man. He's in Miami. I couldn't tell you
Facts.
if he's actually hooping. I think I've seen. Actually, I saw their game against Orlando, where Orlando
Yes.
came. They came out on top at the end of it. He actually played
Yeah.
alright in that game. Actually, funny enough.
Orlando's one team we're actually gonna have to look into in the next couple of days.
Of course, mate.
The the Heat beat the Knicks last night as well.
So, hey man, maybe Andrew Wiggins is cooking. All Star year pending. I don't know.
Cha.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no.
Trying to none of that.
Yeah, yeah, no. Next one, still staying in the Eastern Conference, and it's regards to the New York Knicks and OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby will make an All NBA team this season.
Ooh, NBA.
You're not
All
seeing the
defensive
vision,
team, sure. All NBA.
hey man.
I don't think he's
Anunoby's
that good
hooping now.
offensively. I don't think he's that good offensively to consistently put up good numbers to make an All NBA team. OG. I love OG, but nah,
Your
that's another
your
reaction.
British brethren.
Yeah, British brother, but it's another reaction, unfortunately.
Averaging 16 points a game right now, tied with Mikal Bridges for third place. You know,
All NBA, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get into one of them. I'll be surprised if he did. His defense really will be the one that would really push it if he does end up in one of them.
fair enough. Another one from the Celtics, actually. The Celtics will have one All Star this season, and his name is Derek White.
No, hell no. If anyone's gonna get an All Star in that Celtics team, is Jalen Brown, and that's it.
So Derek White ain't gonna no All Star berth.
If there's someone to get an All Star berth in that Celtics team, I think they'll probably only get one because they won't win enough games to squeeze two players in there. Because I think most of them players will probably come from like your Orlando Magics and your Miami Heat and stuff like that. Just because the Celtics will be bunched up with them, so I think they'll only get one. Derek White will have to put up crazy numbers for it, but I think that JB is the
Still
only
good.
one that's gonna get it.
Still good. You never
Yeah,
know. He's averaging what, about 18, 19 right now? That could go up.
he is. He is, but they're 0-3. That
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true.
so that will be taken into account as well for sure.
Fair enough. Two more for you. Two more for you. Zion Williamson plays 60 plus games for the Pelicans, and they make the play-in tournament.
60 plus games, that's a stretch though. He's looked good so far. That's the thing. But you just know Zion will get you to a point where you're happy with his playing. You're happy with his play, but all of a sudden it's a random injury that's going to keep him out for a month. It's a random injury that's going to keep him out for a couple of weeks. You obviously hope this season and moving on that's not going to happen. So I'll say it's not an overreaction. He will give you 60 plus games, and I think they'll just about churn out enough wins to get into the play-in. It's tough though in the West.
Always tough in the West. Always tough in the West. Last one for you. Last one for you, matey. And it's in regards to the unfortunate, in my eyes, worst team in the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets will have the worst record in the league this season.
In the league, because you still have teams like Utah. I mean, I don't know why they just caught it stray, but
You've been catching strays the whole episode, by the way. I hope you know this. I
they
don't
have
know
as
what they've done
well.
to you.
They have but it's Utah, innit? You know what I mean? It's Utah, but then what you have teams like the Wizards as well. Nah, I don't think. What team did you just say?
The Brooklyn Nets.
The Nets. Nah, I think the Nets will win enough. I think Cam Thomas and MPJ they'll win them enough games. They're not gonna win a lot though, but they'll definitely win more than the Wizards for sure.
I know. I just saw Cam Thomas drop 40
Against the
the last night of
Spurs, I
the.
want to say.
I want to say so as well. When
He
peace
threw
to
up
him.
some BS on the left hand side. He threw a
Yeah, I
grenade.
know the one you're talking about
Bro,
as well.
no one shoots a
Yeah.
grenade better than Cam Thomas, you know.
Ooh. They still
But
got
I,
the best team in my eyes. Their team is horrible. Sorry.
facts.
They
Facts.
defensively they cannot guard nothing.
That
But,
kind
you
of
know.
thing. The Raptors, I'm not too. I'll keep,
Uh-oh.
I'll keep a little peripheral on the Raptors. I'm not gonna keep an eye. An eye is too much, but I'm gonna chuck a little peripheral at them. You know what I
Hang on,
mean?
was it Mars? Okay, it could have been Mars. You know, in the episode we spoke with him. Go listen to that episode if you haven't. It was only a couple ago. I want to say he was quite high on what the Raptors could be. Everything
Yeah,
going well for them, but again, everything will need to go well for them. You know, there
facts.
is an awkward situation with RJ and Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes and a lot of the rookies that they have, or younger players, I should say. Hey man, there's not a lot of ball going around. And again, I like Emmanuel Quickly. There's a point guard epidemic in the league, and Quickly don't help. I don't care what you say.
Stay tuned for that topic on tomorrow's episode.
Oh, please do,
Point guard
because
epidemic.
there's I'm showing you that's what it's going to be called as well. Sneak peek for you lot who have listened to the end, and thank you if
Facts.
you have, because we've come to the end ourselves of Stateside Report UK. We're going to be here all season as we were
Facts.
last year as well.
All 82 in postseason.
Oh, we were here all postseason. Go check the tapes if you don't agree. Yeah, now. But for now, thank you for listening to the Stateside Report UK episode 56. First one of the new season as well. Please like, share, comment, rate, subscribe. All that jazzy stuff. Me and Stateside Humph back again next week.
Same time next week. Hopefully, this season ends the way it did last season.
Absolutely not. I'm praying against it. But for all of the rest of you lot outside of the city of Oklahoma, have a nice one. We take care. I will see you soon.
I go bless.